Yay! I love that clapper. It makes me back crap crazy. Hello, everyone. I'm Mia Voss. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect Power Chat. We're going to talk about architecture and design, interior design today. They seem like two worlds that may not meet. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
I'm going to see. I was going to maybe put everybody in little sumo suits so they could duke it out. And I was in the green room. I should have actually brought on a construction superintendent, and then it really would have got real for sure. So it's going to be good. I think I've got 7 people in the film strip today. It got crowded, but I had to bring on James Dearsley because of his dulcet tones. Hey, James.
Hey, Mia.
We just had to bring in some UK. So before we bring in all the panelists, though, I'm going to get to you, the backpack out there. We've got some really fun comments. And then, Nazim, if you have anything you want to add in there, too, honey, just let me know. I know we had a good question in there. So, and then we have a very important question from Jeff C. Let's bring that up real quick, Nazim, if you've got that one. That one I thought seemed extremely crucial. We'll get to it. Jeff C. wants to know, looking forward to it. We're currently remodeling our bathroom. He has no idea about interior design. Should the toilet paper roll be over or under? I got to tell you, brother, you're good luck on that one. I'd ask your wife, right, guys? That's going to be the right answer for sure. All right, so we've got, I love this, Mitzi's in our panel, but she says, architects and designers working together in harmony. Always an interesting conversation, absolutely. Sam Need wanted to dog shame me for not having all the important hashtags. I said he gave me the hashtag hand slap, so thanks. I've also got Katie Katz. Looking forward to today's topic on interiors and design. Thank you so much. Sean Mahan, I love this guy. He's in the UK. So interesting to look at the positive impact of design in so many areas of our lives. On the flip side, too, it's how poor design can really impact an individual and group's well-being. Yeah. Looking forward to this one enormously. Thank you for that, Sean. Any other comments you guys see in there? You want to pull up? Anybody you guys want to say hi to?
Hi, Mia.
Hi, Chris. We're going to jump into our panel because it's going to be fun. And the first one I think I'm going to bring up is Chris Smith. But you know what? I need to do one more. Hold on a second. One more comment. Hold up here. Oh, we've got Susan who's on here. Susan Finch says, can't wait. Huge fan of fabulous architects and designers. Hi, Lyle. This is a good one for you and Brandbeer. So hopefully Lyle is up in there too. So let me give a quick clap for my audience because I loved you that much. So, all right, we're going to jump in. I'm going to start with my panel. We're going to have them introduce themselves, tell us where they're out of. I want you guys, while we're doing this, to go also look at what we put in the event description because these guys are off the chain. I did not bring in small guns. I brought in big guns. Hey. So first up, I have Christopher Michael Smith. Hi, darling. How are you?
Good, good. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know. You guys, I've known Christopher since, I'm going to go 92, brother?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
When we were really young, like 20.
Yeah. The time to be in New York City.
Yeah, we met in New York City. Chris was a fledgling architect. You were probably still, had you even gotten your license at the time?
I think I was just getting it, yeah.
I think so. It was back in the day. So tell us where you are right now. I know you're at your restaurant. And then tell us, what's one of your favorite projects that you're either working on or that you completed?
Sure. Well, I'm at Smitty's All-American Grill and the All-Star in Aquabog, New York, which is right near the Hamptons. We're 20 minutes from West Hampton Beach.
These are really uptown problems you got going on over there, huh?
And it's a beautiful day. And we're a 200-seat restaurant, sports bar, and 38-lane bowling alley with private event spaces and an arcade.
We're going to have to post the link to the Facebook page because it is such a cool project. And I mean, that was kind of, did you rip it down or was there anything there when you did the project?
Well, someone from East Hampton had started this. They were going to make an East Hampton Bowl, and they filed for bankruptcy in 2007 like everyone else. And so my partner and I brought it from bankruptcy, and we've been working on it for about a year and a half now.
And it's complete. When was it? When did it actually open doors?
Well, our actual Smitty's opening, which is the restaurant portion, is opening next Thursday. So that's why I'm going to be putting it out later.
Yeah. Is that a soft? Did they give you a soft opening or full on?
It'll be friends and family.
Nice. Oh, you guys definitely go check that out. And then, Chris, you've also done. I mean, Nobu was one of the first ones you did in New York, and you've done a lot of cool restaurants. That's kind of become your niche.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, it's as all of you know, architects and designers, you get stuck in something, it becomes an obsession. And for me, it's food, and obviously restaurants. So this is my second restaurant. You went to my first restaurant, didn't you?
What did you say?
You said you went to my first restaurant in Tribeca.
I did, Dylan Prime, and it is that one is the shiz.net also. You guys need to check that one out too. That's is that near Chelsea or just downtown?
It's just, it's in Tribeca right below Canal Street.
Which is, what Tribeca means, right?
Triangle below Canal Street.
I love it. All right, brother, thank you for that. I'm so happy you're on the show. We're going to definitely, you brought up the topic also of things happening with the economy, and I know for a lot of us, we got our butts handed to us in this industry for sure. So next up, I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to go to. I'm just going to click on you. Another New Yorker, Susan Sarah. Hello, darling. Welcome to the show.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. I'm happy to be here. So happy to be here.
You too. I love what you're doing. So tell us where you are. What's one of your favorite things you're working on?
Well, I have my hand in so many things. I'm the epitome of being unfocused, but when I do focus on something, it's laser. It's an obsession. Like Chris said, that's for sure. So actually, I'm working on a couple of fun things. One I just completed, which was the kitchen for DXV, which is American Standard's new brand, and I put a link to that project in the comments section, and I'm just so proud of it. And it's just casual but hip but serious and social but relaxed. So I love that project. And guess what I'll be working on next? I will be working on our blood brother, Chef Dennis Litley's kitchen.
That's right. Oh my God, I'm coming down for that one. First of all, I'll punch it. Okay. You may
Good.
I'll come down. I'll be the punch girl. And then, I cannot wait for that. Brother Luis, also known as Chef Dennis Litley. That is going to be so fun to see.
Yeah, so you and me, Mia, we can just tell him what he's going to do. We'll just tell him what to do.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, so did you know this is what you're going to do? That's how it's going to go. I wonder if Chef is out in the audience.
That's right.
Between us and then Lisa, we'll tell him what's what. So that's fantastic. Hey, and I want to give you a quick shout out. Thank you so much for co-hosting the Food and Booze show last week when you were at Carmine's in New York. I'm a little butthurt still about all the food, because it was so good. It looks so incredibly good. But thank you.
Yeah, well, I really don't appreciate the extra 5 pounds.
Right.
But I sacrificed. Oh,
I love it. And then real quick, then you have obviously your focus is on interiors and kitchens, and you are also part of the interior design community, which some of the
I am. Yes, I'm the kitchen and bath moderator for the very, very popular interior design community, and I have been a certified kitchen designer for over 25 years, so my focus is kitchens. I'm all about kitchens, and
that's speaking of food, that's what we love. Yep. Hey, guess what we all have in common? My lovely backdrop is from our next guest, so I'm going to bring up your lovely backdrop, also from Customized Walls. So guess who's coming up next? Hi, Lori Leisure. Welcome, honey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited to be here, of course. Love to be on your show. Love to watch your show.
I love having you on here. I got to give you a quick shout out for most of the guest lineup that's here today is Cozy You. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No problem. I mean, we have some great people in our community, and I knew right who to go to when you talked about putting the show together.
You did, actually. I was just like, oh, I'm going to do this show, and you're like, boom, 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 and we got it going on. So it was awesome. I appreciate it. All right, sweetie, tell us where you are, and tell us what's your favorite thing that you're working on right now.
I'm in New Hampshire, and I am just finished a project with Kelly Ellis for her Hulu show, and she's doing a Las Vegas makeover show, and we did a ton of the wallpaper for that, and it was really, really super exciting. It's going to be on Hulu Plus, so make sure you watch.
Oh, tell us, when's that going to be?
It might be on there now. Just check out Hulu Plus. It's Las Vegas Home Makeover Show, and the host of the show is a friend of all of ours, really, Kelly Ellis, and a friend of the community. So it's pretty spectacular. She's actually going to be in Vegas next month or the end of this month for design camp. She also puts on a camp for interior designers to learn about tech, which is awesome.
That's right. You were telling me about. That's right. She's my new Google Plus crush. I think. I mean, you were telling me about her. I was like, Chick crush. Oh, that's fantastic. That's actually a great project too. And hey, you guys, just to let you know, if you see me doing this, that's because it's gonna go on Instagram. I'm just saying. So, Lori, welcome to the show, and I always love having you on here, sweetie.
Great.
Yay, thank you. All right, next up, I think I'm going to go with Mitzi Beach. Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm thrilled to be here. This is all new stuff for me, so I'm going to give it my best shot, Mia.
Yeah, everybody give some kind comments for Miss Mitzi. It's her first one, and we will treat you gently with kid gloves. I promise you.
We'll see. No.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us where you are and tell us what's your favorite thing you're working on right now.
I'm in Wichita, Kansas. I'm from lots of different places, lived on both coasts and whatnot, but right now we are in Wichita and love it. It's our home base. We got it in 1940 home that was a mess, and I designed it into a living lab, we call it, aging in place. And it's one of these that people come and they're like, whoa, I've never seen this before. People think that I'm an aging in place boomer designer and author, writer, speaker, yada, yada. And people think that aging in place is for those old people. Well, you know, there's 78 million baby boomers that are between like 50 and 70 years old. So I'm about sharing. Yes, I know. I love it. You know, we're a move and shake and groove and group of people. We're not into raised toilet seats and grab bars. There's so much more. And so I'm like Susan does. She focuses on the kitchen and bath. I'm focusing on the entire house with emphasis and working with experts like Susan. But also just knowing that after the recession, there were a lot of baby boomers, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of baby boomers hit by that recession that lost their jobs. And they think that they have no options in how to make their homes work for them now. 80% of this 78 million, the statistics say, want to stay in their home. But there need to be upgrades. So we're into showing them how to do that with affordable, sleek, hip, comfortable, universally designed products for as they evolve and designs. So that's our big, exciting thing.
I love it, and I have a feeling it's really resonating for a ton of people in the audience. And I think it's something we were saying in the green room that we just don't think about, and it's going to kind of get you the bitch slap if you're not paying attention. And you're right, a ton of people lost their savings, lost their retirement. During that recession. It didn't hit just certain people. It was across the board. So thank you, though. I'm excited to dig into that with you. Absolutely. So let's see who else we've got. I've got a couple of let's go to Leslie, because she is the rock star. She got, when she came on today, I gave her this, and I'm going to give her that. Oh no, not the doorbell. That's the wrong one. There's that one. I'm glad my dog's not here to be barking, because you are a shared queen. I so appreciate you, and I'm so happy to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm thrilled to be here. Hi, everybody in Mia's audience. It's nice to meet you all. Thank you for being here and giving us your time today.
Yay. Where are you out of, and what's your favorite thing you're working on?
Well, I live in Houston, Texas, and right now I'm actually in the office at the Houston Design Center. And this isn't my real office, but I came here because I thought it would be fun for them. And actually, I'm working on many things. I own a social media agency, so I'm not a practicing designer anymore, although I was for 20 years of my life. And really the most fun thing that I'm working on right now is my second give back business called messagesofhope.com. And it will be a site where people can buy e-cards and gifts and items that are themed around hope and inspiration. And at checkout, you will be able to choose the charity that you care about. And 20% of my own personal net profits will go once a month to the charity that you choose at checkout. So I hope to launch this at the end of summer. And Lori Lazur is one of, I'm so happy to say, my vendor partners who's creating exclusive items for the site. So that's the most exciting thing personally for me.
I love it. I love it, and what a great way to, let me go real quick to your social media business. Like, I'm sure, yes, you've been in interiors, but you know that business so well, so I'm assuming you're really able to serve people really well and say, this is how you get your message out there in this industry. And then also, I mean, Lori, you were so instrumental of that with the interior design community. I mean, how many members do you guys have in that? It's a big old thing.
We have 21,000, over 21,000 now, and I have to say that since the very first entry into interior design, Leslie has been a huge mentor to me. She's really kind of guided me and pushed me in the right direction in more than one occasion. And later, after Susan became another mentor for me, and I don't know what I'd do without these ladies. They're like, they're amazing.
I love it.
Good things.
No, it's good. I mean, it's all about collaboration too. Obviously, Google Plus has been really instrumental for us on this, and you with the interior design community. I mean, really groundbreaking. People weren't doing that when you got started, right?
Well, we started the day community started. So
yeah, no, you're right.
I didn't really know it was going to be different than anyone else because there wasn't anything there. So yeah. I just sort of started it, and when I start something, I'm serious about it. I don't just start it and then, you know, so I wanted it to have a purpose and a meaning. Yeah. And it developed slowly, but it's really exciting.
I'm loving it, sweetie. It's really, really hopping for sure. So, Leslie, thank you so much for coming on, though, and we're really excited. So we got all of our ladies lined up. Then I got 2 boys left. I got my boys across the pond. You ready? I got Nazim, my brother, definitely from another mother, but I love him. You're in Milan, obviously. You are just like our Google Plus favorite. Everybody loves them, some Nazim. Tell us what you're doing and what your favorite thing is you're working on right now.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for the fantastic intro, I have to say. We're currently working on a couple of websites for the summer, and one for a firm, an architectural firm in New York called Mercer and Hamilton. And so that's going to be getting ready for probably October. And apart from that, always working with a cruise company down in Genoa, you know, Princess Cruises, and dealing with all those fun things that revolve around the design of cruise ships. And I'm back crap crazy. I mean, I'm crazy in general about being here. What can I say?
I love that. And this is 2 weeks in a row because Nazim came on my show last week. We opened it up to the audience, and it's just not a day that ends in Y when I don't speak to him. So. It's always good. And I know you mentioned briefly that you work on cruise ships. So tell us what's one of the biggest complaints you hear from people about cruise ships.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just do it real quick.
I knew you were going to put me up on the spot for that. What typically happens is that we get a list of people who come in, and most of them are interior designers who are on the cruise ship, and they come up to us and they say, you know, the cabins, the bathrooms could be a little bit extended, or they could be a little bit squished, and we're like, okay, I'm taking note on this, yeah, and we'll forward it, and we'll take care of you. So, so when you bring up the interior designers and the architects, it's kind of like
oh, I've seen it on many a job site. I'll tell you, it's definitely. I mean, it's what I get to because of being, you guys, some of you guys may know I have a building inspection business. That's what Chris and I were just talking about. It's punch list management. So I'm the person at the end that everybody hates because I come in and go, that sucks, fix that, why is that there, what, you know, so, but then I don't have to fix it. I just have to tell them to fix it. Love it. But I hear a lot of the dialogue at the end of a project, and generally when it's, you know, after the fact, when it's like, why is that way? So it's always fun to see. But I will say I'm so fascinated with construction, design, interiors. It's so fun to see. It's definitely it's a lifeblood source for me too. So, but yes, Nazim, thank you for sharing that. You know I was going to make you do that. So, yay. And then last but not least, I don't think I've gotten to you yet because he's coming from UK. Hello, James Dersley.
Hey, Mia.
What are you doing?
Well, first, I'm a little bit worried about your audience
Why?
I think Jeff C's got a lot to answer for because I just saw this one and it sort of scares me a little bit, which is, you know, so Debbie has lost a boyfriend over the discussion of toilet paper. I mean, crikey.
You need to clarify. It's not lost. She got rid of him.
How bad is that?
That's serious stuff, I'll tell you. People aren't playing. There's also things like, you know, toothpaste, you know, do you squeeze it all the way? There's a lot of serious stuff going on here, so.
Can I talk about toilet seat up or down? Is that allowed?
I'd go with, I think you know the answer, but I'm just saying. That go with the down unless you want to get a real punch in the face, so.
There we go, enough said, enough said.
How's that? That's a strong opinion. All right, tell us where you're out of and what you're doing, and I love that you came on here with the concept that you mentioned in the comments.
Yeah, cool. So thanks. I mean, I sort of bullied my way on, which is another thing when there's architecture and interior design. I have to get myself into the show. But no, I'm about an hour south of London, and I'm not directly involved in this world. I'm indirectly involved. So I work very much in the future of where we're going. So I work a lot in virtual reality, augmented reality, 3D printing, and everything that is helping consumers, architecture, interior designs. Understand what is next in that world. And also, at the end of the day, trying to sort of reduce that friction of helping people understand what architects are trying to portray. So rather than just saying, this is a beautiful 2D CAD drawing that I've built, is actually saying, well, here's a 3D CAD building which is appearing from the floor, so you can see and you can walk around it and have a look at it. Or here's a pair of virtual reality headsets on, and be inside that building that we've created, and change the wallpaper and fit this kitchen unit here, and so it's sort of, I evangelize a lot about where this entire industry is going. So yeah, it's cool.
Dude, that's totally cool. I love that. It's almost like we're going to make the last person we're introducing talking about the future, which I love. Hey, tell people what CAD drawings mean.
Computer-aided design. So what these architects are very clever at is building designs on the computer, but one of the big problems is translating that to the end consumer and helping them understand what all these lines are and what they mean, and then making that appear real to somebody. And that's really where I get involved and try and help them do that.
Dude, I love that. Like a total bridge for all this stuff. Do people hate you too?
No, they like me because hopefully it makes everybody's job easier. So I'm like the opposite of you in this.
I love it. I can't imagine that anybody would just say like, oh, you know, because you're just educating people to say this is a better way to understand it. So, well, listen, let's dive in, you guys. I mean, it took us a while to get through that, but I think it was really good because then you get an idea of all this different stuff. So we're going to kind of start with sort of what's trending right now and what's going on. And we mentioned in the green room, Leslie, I want to have you pop in because you just came back recently from a conference that you feel like really kind of is going to set the tone for our conversation.
Yes, thank you. So I came back from the National Association of Real Estate Editors Conference called NARI 14, which was held in Houston last month. And Lori and I did a hangout about that in detail. If any of you who actually are designers or architects on this call would like to watch that, maybe Lori, you could put the link up later on. But what I want to say is that there's many sustained things happening. Of course, we know about the millennials, but we have lots of transitions going on from a real estate and housing standpoint. So on this macroeconomic level, you want to understand what's happening with the millennials, and also you want to understand what's happening you know, with the generation in between that, as well as the baby boomers. So what's happening is that the millennials are just right now able to start moving out of their parents' homes. And maybe some of you watching, you know, have a millennial that is just moving out of your home or hasn't yet. So they're just starting to. Some of them are moving back in because they have to financially. I know that's your situation, Susan. But what you have here is the millennials are actually moving into apartments, so they can't yet afford to buy houses. So for those of you who are architects and designers watching, what this means is that there's a big market in furniture or products that are multifunctional for the millennials that actually have some cash, but not enough cash saved up yet to buy a home. So there's a delay in that first-time home buyers market happening right now on the millennial end, which is the young end, the 18 to like 33-year-olds. And in between, you have the 33 to 50-year-olds who do have some cash, but they're squeezed because they're saving for college, they're saving for the retirement, they're paying for all the living expenses, education right now. So that market does have some legs, but limited legs just because of what they have going on in their lives. And in some cases, some of them are also starting to help take care of elderly parents, which Mitzi will speak about more.
True.
the baby boomers. And the baby boomers are really where the market is, but there's some things, I won't delay going into that, but there's some things happening with mortgages. Mortgages are very low right now. A lot of baby boomers have 3% mortgages tied in for 30 years. They don't want to give those up, so they're not moving. So the huge opportunity for those of you out here is in remodeling. That's where the really huge opportunity is going on. So I will just, and then there's one other real quick, which is the luxury apartment market is really heating up. When I was there, some of the nation's top builders in that market were saying they can't build 3- and 4-bedroom luxury rental units fast enough. So we put apartments as IKEA, you know, furniture, but I actually think there's going to be a huge demand for luxury furniture for apartments. So smaller, multifunctional furniture that will actually work in apartments. It doesn't have to be inexpensive, that the baby boomers will buy. So that's a little bit of an overview of where we are right now.
No, I appreciate that. And then I think add in the element too for that middle, that 33 to 52, a lot of us are still recovering from the downturn of the economy. I mean, it's 5 years ago, but you know, we're still, I think Denver's really taking off again. It's fantastic to see. The amount of tower cranes that are around here is off the chain, but I still think people are very, very cautious. So I think translating that to that crowd you were talking about too, I think that still exists, that some people are like, whoa, I'm just getting back to normal. So chime in on that panel. I want to hear what you all have to say, and thank you for that.
I wanted to say something to follow up with Leslie on talking about the apartments and the different size of homes and economics and whatnot right now, is that there is, I'm seeing, and there's going to be a panel at High Point Market on this, the millennials and the boomers, the difference in the marketing and what's, you know, how manufacturers see these different groups. But we're going to talk about the similarities and the differences. But the similarities are more than we realize, and that is in wanting furniture that is transitional, multifunctional, because a lot of these generations don't know where they're going to be. And so there's just a huge market and huge potential for manufacturers and the designers and the builders to be involved in this process of marketing and developing products and designs.
I love it. Hey, I want to give this quick comment real quick. This is from Laura. Hey, girl. She says, one of the biggest selling home plans in Orlando includes extra quarters, and the marketing is based on older kids who move back home with their parents. Definitely interesting that they're actually taking that into consideration. Hey, Chris, from the architecture side, can you chime in on that?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of that, especially here on the East Coast, because you know, we call them mother-daughter houses, but
not mother-in-law apartments, but mother-daughter houses.
Mother-daughter, but the mother could move in with the daughter, or vice versa. But they are houses with separate entities, kitchens, bathroom facilities, living spaces, but it's all shared under one roof. We're working on a project in Hyde Park, New York, across from the Culinary Institute, and we're putting in a number of those homes as a strategy within 600 home units that we're doing. There's going to be a number of the mother and daughter units, and there's a lot of interest there.
Oh, I bet, and I think it's something where, I mean, and I'm wondering too, are those going really fast? I'm seeing things go so fast here in Denver. How about for all of you, just in your market in general, where you live?
Yeah, nothing stays up on the market very long.
It's probably like a day when it goes to that. There's not even like a spec type of thing anymore, I'm sure. Just everything goes so fast. Laura, do you have anything on that one too, on that topic?
Yeah, I would like to say that if you look at it from the perspective of, you know, being a younger person who watched your parents go through that and losing your home and losing everything you had, you know, you can imagine that those younger people are going to be less likely to tie themselves into a home. And so renters would be an option. Multi-house buildings will be an option. And that's not really a new thing. I mean, in the 50s and 40s and 50s, I know in our area there are tons of them, these multi-family houses, and it was very much a tradition that you'd have, you know, grandmother living on the bottom floor, the, you know, couple living on the second floor, maybe, you know, the kids after their out of getting married, newly married, on the third floor. And there are many, many, many buildings like that, older buildings like that in my city. And I just can imagine that might be an option as it goes on, because of that, just the feeling of having had a home not necessarily be the investment that you thought it was. It's not the investment. My house now, we are still just barely breaking even. And we purchased this house 10 years ago. My parents bought their house, I want to say, for $30,000. It's now worth in the 200s. It was a huge investment, and for my parents, for my grandparents. But
Right.
I'm not so convinced it is for our generation and younger generations.
I've heard you speak on that before, if it's not this like stay in the same house for 25 years format anymore, right?
Right. I think people move for jobs. I think that they live shorter times in one location. Work can be anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country, and I think that the average span that people stay in their homes is shorter, and it's going to be quite worse as we're coming out of the recession, but it will be quite worse when these kids come into the market and don't want that commitment, I think.
Can I just make a point on this, Mia, as well? Because in the UK, obviously, we're seeing a different market a little bit coming out of the economy. And what we're finding a lot with the builders over here is there's a big move to, rather than build to buy, there's a big move to build to rent. So the builders out here at the moment are just saying, look, we recognise that the owner occupancy in the UK is dropping, and it's dropped drastically in the economic situation that we're in. And so they're just gearing themselves up now for building according to people renting. And I think that is a significant move that we've seen in this entire building industry over the last few years. And just picking up on some of the other points here as well, is that there's a big move at the moment for the legislative world in the UK to build more from the retirement home, and how to design for the retirement home. And the biggest argument that we have in this industry at the moment in the UK for the retirement sector is, what do you call it?
Right.
Is it an aging? Is it an aging development? Is it an over 50s development? Is it a retirement development? And all of these, it's the biggest argument as to how do you categorize that form of development. Massive argument.
Is that based on age? Is it that it starts at a certain age, or it's just literally that it's just people are feeling fussy about what they want to be called?
It's people feeling fussy about what they want to be called, and it's also because there's a big tag about this aging. The baby boomers coming in saying, actually, we don't want to go and live in a retirement home, because the perception of a retirement home is that you go there to retire. We're not retiring. We've retired from work. We haven't retired from life.
Right.
And we don't just go there to die. We're going there to live again,
And
honestly,
most people are starting another venture too, James. I'm finding they're retired from that business, but some of them have invested in another business or started another one. So there's that aspect as well, right?
Absolutely. And so this whole world of architecture, design is all gearing around these two different markets here in the UK: built to rent and retirement. And how are they reflected in? It's massive market.
Big chasm between those two. Then there's where people live. Nazim, jump in on that from the Italiano perspective.
Obviously, from the Italian point of view, and everybody who's been to Italy, when Laurie was talking about this change going back towards the family living together, in Italy, it's been established since day one. Milan being an exception because it's a kind of a different city, but if you start going to the other cities and the other regions of Italy, most families, there's the grandmother, the grandfather, everybody's in the same house. It's split up in sometimes convenient ways, sometimes in not so convenient ways, but there's a very solid family structure and fabric that holds this all together. Milan, what we're seeing lately, there's a huge push towards luxury construction. We're seeing a lot of people from Russia, from Dubai, coming and investing in luxury properties in all the new complexes that have been built downtown close to the center, the new skyscrapers. Price-wise, you look at the prices and it's like, who's going to buy this? And it turns out that investors from outside of Italy are buying everything up. So Milan, having its core functionality of fashion, design, it is a very sought-out location for most of the people that want to come and live here and also invest in it.
And I'm sure that probably has some chafing too on that one. Hey guys, let me jump in real quick and put my bumper in here and say if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Mia Connect Power Chat, and we're talking about architecture, interior design, and everything in between. And if I try and tell you who's on the panel, it'll take me another half an hour. So let's jump back in on that. Chris, did you have something you wanted to pipe in on that, dear?
Well, I totally agree with Nazim. In New York, the same thing is happening. You cannot build a luxury apartment fast enough in New York. And they just get snapped up, but mostly by, if it's not the Wall Streeters that are fading, it's all foreign money. But it's just a huge, huge market. And there really is now a schism between what was 10 years ago and what will be 5 years from now, especially in, even historic areas like Tribeca. It's very, very difficult to build there, yet every square inch is built upon, and it goes at 2,500.
I can't imagine. There must be like a little strip about this wide, and it's got a vertical apartment that one person can fit in because they want to build in it, right?
Well, in my building, just to give you a crazy, crazy example, one parking space sold for $350,000 just for the parking space.
I'm going to have to say shut the front door on that one. That is.
But people buy them. It's not. I mean, everyone wants. There's a waiting list for it.
Oh, yeah, and there's a waiting list. That's what's funny. Nobody was scoffing at it. There was actually a waiting list for it, too. Hey, I'm going to pull up some quick, I love that. I'm going to pull up some quick comments real quick. I love this. Gerard Forte says, household makeup sometimes lost in the discussion of demographics. Definitely true. I love what we were talking about, Nazim, with the family makeup of it. My girl Lynn is in the house. Hi, hello, darling. She says, great business perspectives, Leslie, regarding the real estate market. Baby boomers tie all the generations together. She preaches this to her clients all the time. Here's a quick one from Kim Bultman. For the baby boom designers, did you used to cut out newspaper or brown paper in the sides of furniture and appliances to move them around the room? Cat sounds munchy. Yes. And real quick, Sheffy says he just came in and thought James was talking about cat drawings. Sigh.
I'd like to say something on that that'll help everybody really quick. Can I? Just on that comment that she just made, for all of you watching, there is a new app. It is $10 to download, but it's called Interior Design for iPad, and Time Magazine named it one of its 50 must-have apps. But for anybody watching, consumer-wise, you download it, and you can actually drag and drop walls and windows in, and you can drag and drop furniture, you can change your fabrics, and then push a button and pop it up in 3D. So it's extremely fast, and it's very kind of rough. So there's lots of other programs out there that do it better. But if you just need something quick to help you, if you're a consumer out there watching or just someone who's not, in our field, that might help you all out.
You know what I like about that too, Leslie, is it would be something that it's not going to necessarily threaten interior designers or architects. It's just something that helps make a better client. Because they can say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and then show it, and then they still can go to the professionals and have them help them with it, right?
It's very easy to use. That's the main thing. If you're out there and you're just like, oh my God, I'm so confused. We're talking about CAD drawings. CAD is a very, excellent technical program. So if you just need something fast and you're watching, you want to put it out there. I don't have any connection to them at all, but
I heart easy, by the way. Hey guys, let's talk real quick because we've been talking a lot about residential, and then I do want to get back into the baby boomer. I kind of want to finish off with that because I think it's such an important issue. I mean, I can't believe I'm 49 because that means that stuff's coming around the corner. I'm going to need something. So I think it all surprises. That's a bitch slap. We're all like, I'm that old? What? So let's talk about commercial, though. I want to see what you guys think as far as commercial buildings. That's what I work in with a lot of my projects. You guys saw that I posted in the comments, and I was actually going to do the show from the hotel. They wanted me to do the show there today, but I knew it was going to be too hard to handle all my folks and give everybody the kid gloves and be remote. But I work on a lot of commercial things, hotels, mixed use, that type of thing. Can you guys pipe in on that and tell us what you think the future is for that? And maybe even let's talk about the green comment that we got before too, if you want to loop that in. Anybody?
Well, in our town, we have I live in a grid, a beautiful town on Long Island, on the North Shore of Long Island, and it's very interesting because it seems like the town already a destination. It's a restaurant destination on Long Island. We have to have 50 major restaurants in our town, and it's being rejuvenated, and we are seeing apartments, beautiful architecture, beautiful apartments being built with almost like the city, with storefronts underneath. And my thinking is that they are luxury apartments, and it's an accommodation for perhaps baby boomers who want to be in a city-like atmosphere, or in some sort of grid with walking ability around town, that type of thing. So I see more of an emergence of that, and it could be in response to baby boomers. So I'm seeing a little bit of that here and there.
Yeah, I do like that. That I think it's got more of a, I don't want to say destination feel, but yeah, it's got more of a hub type of thing. I like it how we're getting away from these like giant grids of houses, and then getting more like the dotted in businesses in that. Well, do you guys want to pipe in on that too? On any of your thoughts on commercial and what's being built, either whether it's restaurants and mixed use is literally that. It can be partly that it's got commercial in it. A lot of the projects I've worked on have had that element to it too. It's got apartment buildings up top or a hotel, and then it's got these commercial silos for different businesses to come in and build out.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to say was that for interiors of these commercial buildings, I'm excited that commercial properties are getting a little bit more adventurous with their interior design. They're doing things that are tricks of the residential trade in some cases. I mean, we've done murals and wallpaper, funky wallpapers for commercial. And I love that there's more of an idea to take risk. It's not just beige buildings anymore.
I was on the hotel project, and I took that picture of you, that chair. What's that chair called? I always forget.
Yeah, it was like that purple chair. Oh yeah.
I mean, eggplant. Oh, it was aubergine yummy, and it was but what's the designer again? You know what I'm talking about. It's a very expensive chair. It's this lounge.
I forgot.
Oh, it's so good though. So I mean, it has a lot more fun elements to it. Chris, you were gonna make a comment on that too, sweetie. Pipe in.
Well, I was just going to say that I think there's a big push toward, urbanism. People are coming back to the cities because, the urban sprawl, we've all learned from that in the late 70s, 80s, into the 90s, and there's just a big urban push. But then at the same time, people really want to get away from the city, but they want that sense of community. And, so you see that in places, like Watercolor, where it's kind of it's new urbanism. It's a made-up city, and everything is supposed to be there. I think that is still happening. I see it a lot more in New York. I never thought it would happen in New York, but I do see it.
Do you?
I think you're 100% right, because you're seeing it a lot with millennials who now they can't afford the big houses their parents had. They can't afford it. So they are redefining what home is to them. And in many cases, it is near a urban-like area with walking distance. They can take the stroller there. They are settling more on the home, but they want quality. But there may be some vintage and DIY mixed in, but they can't do what their parents did. It's the first generation that may not achieve financially what their parents did, but they're okay with that. They're redefining, and they're expressing their creativity and their own way. So I think that has to do with a whole entire trend toward personalization that we see everywhere, and that goes to baby boomers who are redefining aging as well. So I think it's all a positive. It's a maturing, I think, of how people are looking at design.
Here in Milan, there's a huge project called City Life, which should be ready by next year's Expo 2015. And it is basically a combination between retail space, landscape, major park space, residential, and offices. And the interesting thing about the project is that each building is done by a super architect. Renzo Piano did one, Zaha Hadid did the second one, and we also have David Libeskind doing one of them also. So that is quite an interesting project in the sense of going back to what Chris was saying, this that you would never imagine Milan having that, because there's a, everybody said, well, there's a lack of parks here, but this has been grabbed on as a core thing, and City Life is quite an interesting project.
A good combo plate between the two of them for sure. Did you have something else real quick, anybody?
Well, I just wanted to comment on that about what Susan was saying, that the millennials are okay with, their own identity, and I agree with that. And I so agree with what she said about the you might have said personalization. I'm saying individualization.
Mm-hmm.
All of these groups are wanting this to be unique to them. And so part of the problem with, I believe it was Chris, or Dave, excuse me, that was talking about in the UK about tagging or labeling, that's just not going to go anywhere, because no one wants to be in. That's the problem we're dealing with aging in place and universal design and barrier free. We're there, we need it, many want it, it's marketable, but it's the terminology that we're dealing with. And the other thing I wanted to speak to is, because of the recession, yes, I agree with you all about the urbanization and so forth, but there are millions of boomers or 50 plus that have not that option. Their houses are not bringing them in, Laurie spoke to that, what they need to relocate or do anything different. So how do we serve these millions of 50-plussers, 60-plussers that are needing to move forward in their homes, but they have no choice? Financially, they're there. And so that's where the huge market is, an opportunity. And I always say, as designers and architects and builders and everything, we not only change lives because we make it beautiful and whatnot, we affect quality of lives. Mm-hmm. And we are into making life better, safer, embracing whatever age. And I think there's just so much not bad grammar, but not done on this. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited about being involved to move this into a dialogue with the whole building industry.
I like it that it's just taking out the compartmentalization of like this age, this age, this age, and because we do, that age does get kind of shunted off, kind of old school, into the idea of the retirement home, and that's it. Like, that's all you go. You're not really staying in places. Guys, I'm going to bring up one more comment. We're going to have to wrap up here soon, but I love this idea. We could do a whole show on this. FYI, we mentioned this before, but Scott's Contracting, he said, well, any of the topics include the construction industry's need to adopt more sustainable and eco-friendly building practice geared towards net zero energy and use. Dude, seriously, we could do a whole show on that. So we're not even going to get too much into it, but I feel like there's, I know we have a lot of LEED certified buildings, which is the, now I even just forgot what LEED is. Tell me what LEED is. Somebody do it for me. What's LEED, Chris?
Leadership.
Leadership. Say it again.
In leadership, in energy, and design.
Gotcha. I was like, God, I just spaced out on it. But I think I love it that it's more popular now. Let's put it that way. Do you guys want to pipe in on that real quick before we start wrapping up?
Yeah, I think we're dealing with that right now in several projects, and I think in the future it will be federally mandated that, if not LEED certified, green building certified, or a couple other units that do that. But I think it's coming up that it will be federally mandated, and which will also drive the cost of construction up.
Wow.
As it does when you do these buildings. It's a slippery slope when you're dealing with this stuff.
It definitely is.
Yeah. It's definitely there.
Go ahead.
No, that's all right.
Anybody else want to pipe in on that one too, you guys? Sorry.
Well, we're here in Italy. In Italy, there is the incentives. There's a lot of energy incentives, solar paneling. We're starting to see it finally in buildings and there's even investments from the government giving you breaks, and you can sell back the electricity to the local electrical company. And people are starting to look into that because in the long run it pays off. In regards to some sort of, a system where the government is planning on doing something for Italy, I really don't see it. They're barely just discussing tons of other issues that they have to deal with. I wanted to bring in a big point that we haven't discussed, but it was brought up in the things about talking about the millenniums. Here in Italy lately, we're having a huge problem with the fact that the banks are not giving money out for mortgages, and that is huge in the sense that all the millenniums and all the kids are trying to move out of this system and go on their own. They just can't do it. So that is quite a tragic thing, and I don't know if this is. I don't think if it happens in the States, but over here it's quite an issue.
No, it's an issue here as well. I mean, it doesn't even pay to have good credit anymore because no one will loan you money. So good credit, unless you're leasing a car, it's not even necessary.
It's
crazy. You're not going to go to the bank and get a loan.
Still have it, but you're right. Yeah, it really is tough. I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think it's something where, I mean, the banks are still hurting. Everybody's smarting from what happened, what started 6, 7 years ago. So it's really tough. Listen, we're at 51 past the hour. This one went fast, didn't it?
Yes.
We knew it. We knew it was going to be. I'm going to have another show. I couldn't help it, though. I just kept, they're all so good. I wanted them all on the show. So, listen, I want to thank the Backpack. They're doing some really great comments. And what we're going to do is after we end the show, each of the panelists, as they have time, are going to go back in and answer your questions individually. A great last one is also from Laura saying she saw stats that said 50% of adult Americans will be working for themselves in a few years. You find that home offices are becoming much more popular. I'd say everybody on Google Plus pretty much has all got a home office, so that would be a great other discussion too. So I'm going to do my quick segue. Some of you haven't been on my show before. What I would like to know, we do a segue called What's On, and sometimes I do What's on the bottom. Today I'm going to say What's on your feet. So if you can, could everybody just show me what you got on your feet? I'm barefoot.
I got brand new sneakers.
I'm just holding my shoe up.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, let me see. Mitzi's holding her shoe up. That is so smart. I love it.
Too. Glitter, glitter.
James, what about you? I don't think you're going to get away with it.
But I'm wearing high heels.
Oh, rumps it. All right, let's see. Wow, those are high heels? Okay. Thank you for playing along, you guys. I love it. I love surprising people on the What's On section. What's on the bottom is also very fun, just so I'm saying. Okay, guys, so let's end up. I'm going to have each of my guests say they're back crap crazy, which, as you guys know, is one thing that you are absolutely back crap crazy about in a good way. Person, place, or thing. It could be anything. I'm going to start with James. Honey, what are you back crap crazy about, and what's your call to action today?
Okay, I am back crazy about something actually which Lee Rickler mentioned, and I'm going to screen share it so you guys can see it. It's actually in the comment screen, and I've tried to make it so that it's good for you guys with a bit.ly link to Backcrap Crazy 1, which is the new Dulux app, which is out, which is an augmented reality app. I urge all of you to download it on your iPhones and your Android phones, because literally you download it, you point your phone at a wall, and you'll be able to pick any color that you want, and you change your walls into a different paint color. It works very, very well, and it's absolutely the point that technology should be used for, which is it's simple and easy for the consumer, and it will help all of you interior designers out there, because people will understand what color they want for their walls. It's easy.
How's anybody going to top that? They're all like, great, what am I going to say now? That's awesome.
It's a cracker. It's a cracker.
And tell me what your call to action is, brother. That's awesome.
Call to action. Okay, so I run a tech blog, and if you guys want to sort of keep in touch with property, technology, and all that's around, go to www.jamesdearsley.co.uk, and I do a monthly overview newsletter, which is just everything out there globally that everybody is trying to do in the technology world, and I hope that helps.
Dig it, brother. Please post all your links here so we can get to that. Next up, I'm going to go with Leslie. What are you back crap crazy about? What's your call to action, sweetie?
I'm back crap crazy about a new site called thedesignnetwork.com, and there, for all of you watching that are consumers, you can go and watch videos from people from all over the country that are not professionally produced and that are professionally produced. And they're wonderful to watch. So if you want to just see what real designers around the country are actually putting out on video, this is a brand new video channel running over broadband. So thedesignnetwork.com. my call to action is please just watch the message, not for my own main business, the Kaleidoscope Partnership. That is really for my second give back business. I would love it if you would like the Facebook page, facebook.com messages with an S of hope number 1, and that's it, facebook.com/messages of hope 1. Thanks.
Love what you're doing. That is fabulous. I believe that's in the event description too. So please give that a like. I love that idea. This is Give Back. You said number 2. Is that right?
What's that?
This is Give Back business number 2.
Yes, my main business is the Kaleidoscope Partnership, my social media business for the furniture and interior design industry.
Love it. No, I love it, girl. That's the way you GSD get stuff done. You know I'm cleaning it up for you, by the way. All right, Susan, Sarah, what are you bat crap crazy about? What's your call to action, sweetie?
I am bat crap crazy about kitchens. You know, where they are now, yes, it's, okay, the word is boring. But let me tell you,
No, it's not.
where they are now, kitchens are the soul of the home. And what do you do in the kitchen? You dine, you prepare food, you fight, you love, you sin, you make up, you play, you lounge, you work on your computer, and you know what? You even cook. So it's the soul of the home. It's where all your 5 senses reside, and I'm crazy about the integration with the surrounding rooms and the seamless, beautiful integration. And that genie is not going back in the bottle anymore. Those walls are not going up. It's all about the social kitchen, the healthy kitchen, and, you know, it just makes me crazy. I love it.
That's a good bat crap crazy. God, I love how you say things. I really do. You are a branding expert. That's what I said earlier. What's your call to action?
So follow me on G+, because I love G+. Follow me on G+. Go to my site, Susan Sarah Associates Inc., where you will see me in an entirely different hair color. and you know, and then you'll see, you know, all the different things I have my hands on. Hands in, fingers in, whatever.
I love it. I love it, my friend.
Thanks for the show.
Yes, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Nazim, my brother, tell us what you see about and what's your call to action.
Ok, io sono a bat crap crazy della mia Connect.
Ah.
I don't know if you guys understood that. It came across that.
Yes.
And what is it? Some company wrote, if you want to see the real Mia Connect, and I'm like, no, what am I, the fake one? Come on. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we're dealing with that, aren't we?
We are. That was funny. So thank you for that, honey. And then what do you want us to do? I think I know what you want to do.
My call for action. Some of you know that we're working on Casa Chiesi, which is going to be an area where me and my wife Elisabetta Chiesi are going to show Italy from the point of view of a couple that live here. And please, please go to the brand page, Casa Chiesi plus Casa Chiesi, and add yourself in there, because we're getting ready to do some really interesting stuff, and I think everybody's going to love it. And it's Casa Chiesi. We're going to do it because some people not Nazim. Is it Casa Cheesy? No, dude. It's Casa Chiesi.
When you see it spelling, you'll know what he's talking about. C-H-I-S-I. Cheesy? No, not Casa Cheesy. I love it, brother. Thank you so much for coming on, though. I really appreciate it. And we'll post the links in the event as well. Lori, girlfriend, what do you BCC about? What's your call to action?
Right now I've gotten bat crap crazy about Instagram again. I kind of fell out of love with it. I just was sick of taking selfies. Maybe I'm too old for selfies, but I didn't want to take a million of them, and I started one for the interior design community, and I've been able to take posts that members make and then give them credit and promote them, and it's been getting crazy attention. We already have 6,000 followers, and I love it. I love it again.
I love it. And talk about, you always say when you are into something, you're going to put yourself into it. So, boom, then again. I love it. And
my personal one is gone. The interior design community is back on, and I really like it. So go circle me, or go follow me over there at Interior Design Community on Instagram. I love it. You'll see all sorts of cool home decor shots.
Yeah, that's what it's, gosh, between that and Pinterest, that's what it's for. I mean, it's all about the shiny.
The
So
members put some crazy design photos in the community every day. If you watch it, and all of you guys can say that too. It's like eye candy, eye candy, eye candy, eye candy. I mean, I love that about that.
That's been my hashtag for Instagram, like Insta Eye Candy, because I just love the shiny. And of course, I had to post the thing that you posted from the Addams Family. I don't know why. That totally
Oh my
cracked me.
gosh, isn't that the coolest?
That was awesome, actually. I love the old school. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? Christopher, brother, this is your first Back Crap Crazy. Tell us what you're Back Crap Crazy about and where you want us to go.
Well, I'm going to follow up on Susan and say the kitchen is, for me, the most important part of the house. But I'm Bat Crap Crazy about Blue Apron. I don't know if you,
Me too.
I love that. I mean, I cook all the time, but I don't always shop. I can't shop all the time.
Yes.
But I just love it. I can cook. My kids love it. My wife loves it. I love it.
Dude, I'm going to join you on that Bat Crap Crazy, and I'll have to tell you real quick, we have it here at the house, and it's so fun to cook with Greg, because sometimes then he'll just be like, baby, I don't even know what this means. What is this word? It is introducing him to a whole new layer of cooking for both of us. It's just, I mean, when are you going to cook with some of this stuff? It's so unusual, but yay, good one, Crystal. Thank you for coming on, sweetie. I really appreciate it. Yay.
And my call to
Yay.
is a foundation that I'm supporting called Love Shared, and it's an ALS fundraiser, and we're having one at the River Cafe this next Wednesday night for a chef named Jerry Hayden, who's unfortunately suffering from ALS, and it's going to be a great event. There's 13 chefs cooking, and you can still go online to loveshared.com and buy tickets.
Thank you, brother. Oh, that sounds amazing. I wish I was there. I got to get back there. All right, who do I have left? I think I have Mitzi and James. Is that right?
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, you've done. I already got you. I knew.
Can I just ask one thing? Just to share this for a second, because actually the link that I sent in the event page was for the UK Dulux app, and I'm just screen sharing now the US Dulux app.
What's that last one? Did it say Bat Crap Crazy 4 on it? What did that say?
Bat Crap Crazy 4 is for the US Dulux app.
Okay. Oh, you. Tell you what. All right. And who do I have left? Mitzi? Darling, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know it's your first time. So what are you Bat Crap Crazy about, and what do you want us to do? Can you hear me?
Mitzi?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say my name. I thought you said
I'm sorry, honey. No, it's all good. You're like, what? What am I doing?
I am crazy right now about doing video, vlogs, blogs, just having such a fun time. And I just received in the mail yesterday my wide-angle lens, and I love professional photographers, but I mean, who of us can do that all the time for weekly, posts?
Right.
And having a good time, also, as Leslie said, on the Design Network, having a channel, but I'm just loving this video to be able to show the 50-plussers and really all people, the hows and the whys, and it's a real teaching endeavor for me, and I'm a teacher. I'm a master's in interior design, ed and all that, so this is a passion for me. I just love seeing people see that, oh, I can do that. It doesn't have to cost $1 million. I can make little changes to make huge difference in my life, and that's my passion for people, to have them come up higher. And my call to action is for those that are 50 plus out there that are looking or needing for them or their parents, sleek, affordable, comfortable, universally designed products that will evolve with them. Come visit my site. MitziBeach.com, MITZIBEACH, like the shore.com, and see what we're about and how we could help.
I love it. Thank you so much. Again, we're going to put all the links in there as well. I'm going to steal Chris's Bat Crap Crazy again for Blue Apron. Love them. Guys, thank you so much. This has been such a full panel. We're a little bit after. Go over and watch Sheffy's show. It's on right after this one. And we'll see you later. Thank you so much, panel.
I'm Mia. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
On the flip side, too, it's how poor design can really impact an individual and group's well-being. Yeah, looking forward to this one enormously. Thank you for that, Sean. Any other comments you guys see in there? You want to pull up? Anybody you guys want to say hi to?
Hi, Mia.
Hi, Chris. We're going to jump into our panel because it's going to be fun. And the first one I think I'm going to bring up is Chris Smith. But you know what? I need to do one more. Hold on a second. One more comment. Hold up here. Oh, we've got Susan who's on here. Susan Finch says, "Can't wait. Huge fan of fabulous architects and designers. Hi, Lyle. This is a good one for you and Brandbeer." So hopefully Lyle is up in there too. So let me give a quick clap for my audience because I loved you that much. So, all right, we're going to jump in. I'm going to start with my panel. We're going to have them introduce themselves, tell us where they're out of. I want you guys, while we're doing this, to go also look at what we put in the event description because these guys are off the chain. I did not bring in small guns. I brought in big guns. Hey. So first up, I have Christopher Michael Smith. Hi, darling. How are you?
Good, good. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know. You guys, I've known Christopher since, I'm going to go 92, brother?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
When we were really young, like 20.
Yeah. The time to be in New York City.
Yeah, we met in New York City. Chris was a fledgling architect. You were probably still, had you even gotten your license at the time?
I think I was just getting it, yeah.
I think so. It was back in the day. So tell us where you are right now. I know you're at your restaurant. And then tell us, what's one of your favorite projects that you're either working on or that you completed?
Sure. Well, I'm at Smitty's All-American.
Between us and then Lisa, we'll tell them what's what. So that's fantastic. Hey, and I want to give you a quick shout out. Thank you so much for co-hosting the Food and Booze show last week when you were at Carmine's in New York. I'm a little butthurt still about all the food, because it was so good. It looks so incredibly good. But thank you.
Yeah, well, I really don't appreciate the extra 5 pounds.
All right.
But you know, I sacrificed. Oh,
I love it. And then, so then you have obviously your focus is on interiors and kitchens, and you are also part of the interior design community, which some of the
I am. Yes, I'm the kitchen and bath moderator for the very, very popular interior design community, and I have been a certified kitchen designer for over 25 years, so my focus is kitchens. I'm all about kitchens, and you know.
That's speaking of food, that's what we love. Yep. Hey, guess what we all have in common? My lovely backdrop is from our next guest. So I'm going to bring up your lovely backdrop, also from Customized Wall. So guess who's coming up next? Hi, Lori Leisure. Welcome, honey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited to be here, of course. Love to be on your show. Love to watch your show.
I love having you on here. I got to give you a quick shout out for most of the guest lineup that's here today is Cozy You. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No problem. I mean, we have some great people in our community, and I knew right who to go to when you talked about putting the show together.
You did, actually. I was just like, oh, I'm going to do this show, and you're like, boom, 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 and we got it going on. So it was awesome. I appreciate it. All right, sweetie, tell us where you are, and tell us what's your favorite thing that you're working on right now.
I'm in New Hampshire, and I am just finished a project with Kelly Ellis for her.
Yay! I love that clapper. Makes me back crowd crazy. Hello, everyone. I'm Mia Voss. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect Power Chat. We're going to talk about architecture and design, interior design today. They seem like two worlds that may not meet. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
I was gonna maybe put everybody in little sumo suits so they could duke it out. And I was in the green room. I should have actually brought on a construction superintendent, and then it really would have got real for sure. So it's gonna be good. I think I've got 7 people in the film strip today. It got crowded, but I had to bring on James Dearsley because of his dulcet tones. Hey, James.
Hey, Mia.
We just had to bring in some UK. So before we bring in all the panelists, though, I'm going to get to you, the backpack out there. We've got some really fun comments. And then, Nazim, if you have anything you want to add in there, too, honey, just let me know. I know we had a good question in there. So, and then we have a very important question from Jeff C. Let's bring that up real quick, Nazim, if you've got that one. That one I thought seemed extremely crucial. We'll get to it. Jeff C. wants to know, looking forward to it. We are currently remodeling our bathroom. He has no idea about interior design. Should the toilet paper roll be over or under? I got to tell you, brother, you're good luck on that one. I'd ask your wife, right, guys? That's going to be the right answer for sure. All right, so we've got, I love this. Mitzi's in our panel, but she says architects and designers working together in harmony. Always an interesting conversation, absolutely. Sam Need wanted to dog shame me for not having all the important hashtags. I said he gave me the hashtag hand slap, so thanks. I've also got Katie Katz. Looking forward to today's topic on interiors and design. Thank you so much. Sean Mahan, I love this guy. He's in the UK. So interesting to look at the positive impact of design in so many areas of our lives. Rebecca means, right? I love it. All right, brother. Thank you for that. I'm so happy you're on the show. We're going to definitely, you brought up the topic also of things happening with the economy, and I know for a lot of us, we got our butts handed to us in this industry for sure. So next up, I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to go to. I'm just going to click on you. Another New Yorker, Susan Sarah. Hello, darling. Welcome to the show.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. I'm happy to be here. So happy to be here.
You too. I love what you're doing. So tell us where you are. What's one of your favorite things you're working on?
Well, you know, I have my hand in so many things. I'm you know, the epitome of being unfocused, but you know, when I do focus on something, it's laser. It's an obsession. You know, like Chris said, that's for sure. So actually, I'm working on a couple of fun things. One I just completed, which was the kitchen for DXV, which is American Standard's new brand, and I put a link to that project in the comments section, and I'm just so proud of it. And it's just casual, but hip, but serious and social, but you know, relaxed. So I love that project. And guess what I'll be working on next? I will be working on our blood brother, Chef Dennis Litley's kitchen.
That's right. Oh my God, I'm coming down for that one. First of all, I'll punch it. Okay. You may
Good.
I'll come down. I'll be the punch girl. And then, I cannot wait for that. Brother Luis, also known as Chef Dennis Littley. That is going to be so fun to see.
Yeah, so you and me, actually, Mia, we can just tell him what he's going to do. We'll just tell him what to do.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, so did you know this is what you're going to do? That's how it's going to go. I wonder if Chef is out in the audience.
That's right.
That
Grill and the All-Star in Aquabog, New York, which is right near the Hamptons. We're 20 minutes from West Hampton Beach.
These are really uptown problems you got going on over there, huh?
And it's a beautiful day. And we're a 200-seat restaurant, sports bar, and 38-lane bowling alley with private event spaces and an arcade.
We're going to have to post the link to the Facebook page because it is such a cool project. And I mean, that was kind of, did you rip it down or was there anything there when you did the project?
Well, someone from East Hampton had started this. They were going to make an East Hampton Bowl, and they filed for bankruptcy in 2007, like everyone else. And so my partner and I brought it from bankruptcy, and we've been working on it for about a year and a half now.
And it's complete. When was it? When did it actually open doors?
Well, our actual Smitty's opening, which is the restaurant portion, is opening next Thursday. So that's why I'm going to be shout out later.
Yeah. Is that a soft? That'll give you a soft opening or full on?
It'll be friends and family.
Nice. Oh, you guys definitely go check that out. And then, Chris, you have also done, I mean, Nobu was one of the first ones you did in New York, and you've done a lot of cool restaurants. That's kind of become your niche.
Yeah. Which is, you know, it's as all of you know, architects and designers, you know, you get stuck in something, it becomes an obsession. And for me, it's food and obviously restaurants. So this is my second restaurant. You went to my first restaurant, Leah.
What did you say?
You said you went to my first restaurant in Tribeca.
I did, Dylan Prime, and it is that one is the shiz.net also. You guys need to check that one out too. That's kind of, is that near Chelsea or just downtown?
It's just it's in Tribeca, right below Canal Street.
Which is, you know what,